What is shaking at YouTube? What's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Sorry for the 5 minutes, Mr. Unknown, but seriously, it starts at 2 every day. It's the same time. What's going on here? That's what I want. All right, so let's get into this. The old Bitcoin, those raggedy bears trying to get their stuff together, but they can't quite keep the bulls down. So let's take a peek at what's going on here. So we've hit into this selling tail that we printed yesterday into the golden pocket, reversed, and now we're getting caught up on this old support resistance level. So let's take a step back here and just try to get our bearings, all right? Get rid of all this nonsense. And let's just have a look. Make sure that we are calm, cool, collected, and in control. All right. So it's the same story. We're just trading in a range, right? We're pretty much at the equilibrium point of the range, not quite, but if we pull a fib here from the high and the low of our range, all right, we're almost there. So this is a horrible place to be looking for a long. It's also not a great place to be looking for a short. This is a horrible place to be entering trades because you're diddling in the middle. All right, so it doesn't mean you can't, but it means you have to understand that we're at pretty much even keeled prices here. This is cheap Bitcoin. This is expensive Bitcoin. This is pretty fair value Bitcoin, right? So again, low and the high of our range. So to trade this, then we're going to have to start looking at some different factors. All right. One of the best is going to be our TPO charts and our sessions. All right. So we've got pretty much the same story going on today as we had yesterday. All right, we printed an inside bar on Tuesday, inside bar on Wednesday, and so far we are printing an inside bar today. All right, we've got a high of 99,171 and a high of 99,134.5 for today. So it's the same sort of story. Now today is starting to look like a pretty bullish day. So our volume profile is saying we're quite interested in trading up in this range here, all right? So the value area starts to look pretty decent here. We've got a real nice node here. That's where we got this support from. All right. So it could go either way, but right now it's telling us that we look pretty bullish, right? So what are we going to look for from New York? All right, that's what we're all here for. Here is our daily open. All right, very important, mark that out. We've got our previous day's high right here. Also very important, mark that out. Oh. Our previous day's low, very important. And the interesting thing is that we haven't been able to break Monday's range. All right, it's you know, it's a huge range, I'll give them that, but we haven't been able to break that. And so Monday effectively becomes our initial balance for the week, and we've not broken it. So it's not given us any clear signs as to what we should be looking for in that sense the week. All right, but today, known as, you know, the midweek reversal on the crypto, what are you going to midweek reverse when you're at the middle of the range and you've got 3 inside bars in a day? What reversal? So yeah, think about that one. So what do we got going on right now? We have a naked point of control that we haven't hit yet, but this high volume node here is a sticking point, right? And we're also hitting into that golden pocket once again. So we're just seeing if we can get that. We keep coming up and smacking it and getting pushed back away. All right, but we are building up support down here. So we've got this point of control, which gave no resistance. Well, gave a little bit of reaction, but not much. And now we're pushing through. So let's see if we can actually get up above this previous day's high and take a crack at this point of control, or if we're just going to keep rejecting off that volume node. All right. But it sets up a pretty decent idea for a short here. But again, shorting in this zone is a horrible idea. Trading in this zone is a horrible idea unless you have quick take profits and a very, very specific plan, right? So not a swing trade, but it could go all the way down to at the bottom of the range, right? That could happen. But we got to be open to all possibilities. And there's a big possibility that we come up, react off of that, come back down, and then find some support either on the current day's point of control, this high volume node, maybe a fib level, or some EMAs. Speaking of which, let's just take a peek where we are on the 1 hour chart, bouncing off of that 50 EMA pretty much. All right, it broke, it held, it broke the 100. Now it's struggling to get back above the 100. Let's see if we can make a push for that 200 EMA, or if we can at least do a stop hunt of yesterday's highs. All right, reset the board a little bit here and then come on back down. Let me get rid of these real quick. And we'll get our session back up. Okay, so daily open, going to be a very important thing if we start to drop down. Retest of the daily open has not happened since Asia. Asia did break above it and then retest it and then went. But since that first hour of trading, since the initial balance and the break out of the initial balance, we have not retested it. So could be a very juicy zone to be looking for potential reversals. All right. And now we start to see that the pre-market is dumping a bit here. So keep an eye on our pre-market range as well. Okay. I'll just start marking it out here with some white lines. All right, so that's pretty important level. All right, now today, You know, we had a lot of comments yesterday about the 80% setup not working anymore, blah, blah, blah. Well, there you go. If you were trading Asia, this was your entry candle, and then your take profit 1, take profit 2. It worked today. So yeah, there you go. There's 50% of the time it's worked this week. All right. So yeah, let's see what this brings. All right. Value area lows also going to be pretty important today. Again, this high volume node here. So let's see what kind of heat New York can bring us. All right. If we look at the markets in general, it's looking up, so to speak. All right. Your NASDAQ futures are slightly up. They were up quite a bit and then came back down. So it's the 50% setup. This week it is, Andy, for sure. Yeah, this week it's given us 50%. But I would argue that it's given 100%, really. I mean, you gotta give it some credit here. All right, it got up to the high volume node. So that's the best you can hope for, is the point of control, right? Didn't quite hit it, but it definitely hit into the high volume node. So not bad, not bad. Not a big trade, unfortunately, but and this one was also kind of iffy. Like, I don't know if I would have taken that. And the only reason I say that is because the range was pretty small, right? So 1.35%. And to the point of control, you were looking at 0.66%. So, you know, but I would say, yeah, this was a winning trade as long as you practice good risk management and took out profit when you're supposed to. If you didn't, well, Dixie up. So that's not great news. That's not great news at all. What's the DAX up to today? Whoa. Yeah, the DAX is up nice. 175 points. That's unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. We did have news come out. Let me just make sure I get the correct numbers here. So unemployment claims came in at 219,000, higher than projected at 214,000. And that's about all the news we are going to get today. That's pretty good news for the economy. Not for the economy, for the market, sorry. And tomorrow we're going to have a big news day at 1:30. All right, average hour earnings, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate all come out tomorrow at 1:30 GMT time. So that's pretty big. So if unemployment comes in higher, that's going to be a very good reason for the Fed to decrease rates. All right, as long as inflation numbers aren't going crazy and you start to get a uptick in unemployment, they will generally start the free money bonanza, you know. So that's what everybody's waiting for. I'll try to collect data on this setup, says Andy. Yeah, it's, you know, it has its seasons, you know, but it really is like about 80%. It really is. On Bitcoin, it will go cold for like 6 months at a time. It just will work very poorly. But it's not, you know, like Crypto Viking said yesterday, if you're ranging, it has a higher probability. So there are some factors that you can use to increase it, right? And then you also got to be careful about some certain stuff, like yesterday's coming into a golden pocket and a point of control. That was a bit of a tough one. So yeah, take some extra factors into it as well. That's what I would say. All right, so we'll get this down to the 1 minute, start looking at this opening range, and now we're just kind of over-undering the point of control here, building up some more volume, some more history. Taking a look at the NASDAQ, let's take a peek here. We got some really, really decent signals here today. And one thing I'm really starting to enjoy here, I'm not a huge indicator guy, but I am really starting to enjoy a 1 minute stochastic and RSI combo. And that's a bit of a trading no-no. You know, a lot of people will tell you not to use two momentum indicators because they'll give you, you know, more confusing messages. But I'll go over that in a second. I know I touched base on it yesterday. I believe that was in the VIP live. It wasn't on the live, but I'll talk about that in 1 second. But quite the move here on the NASDAQ. What a great day. Asia puts in highs. London comes up, tests them, fails. You've got a nice head, neck, and shoulder setup right here, playing it down to about the previous day's close, and then price just rips right through it, pays it no mind, and then keeps on going. Una, any alternative to session volume profile? What do you mean any alternative, Mr. Unknown? What do you mean by that? Like if you want to use session volume profile, you can do it by just using the fixed range volume profile, if that's what you mean. So let's put it on the half hour here. All right, so you just pick your fixed range volume profile. You slap it on at the beginning of the day. All right, so the futures market opens at 11 p.m. because it requires, yeah, okay, so just use this one. Use the fixed range volume profile in your volume-based tools, all right? You're gonna go to the open. So on the NASDAQ futures market, I used 11 GMT time as the open, not midnight. And for the day, all right, you just pull it across and it'll give you the profile, all right? So there's your profile. Then you're gonna go into your settings and you can put, where is it? Input style. It isn't style. No? Yeah. Where are you? There you go. In inputs, extend right. And then it'll just keep extending throughout the day as price action moves along. And then just create a folder and slap one on every day. All right, it's pretty simple. So just remember, you got to go into the settings, turn off the extend right. Okay, and then you just come in here and create yourself a new folder and call it session volume profile. Something like so. You can call it whatever you want. It's your folder. And then you can just easily hide it when you want and then easily turn it back on when you want. How about this one? Volume. Oh, I'm not going to look at indicators. Sorry, Miss Majid. Sorry, buddy. But if it works well, then use it. You know. But this isn't a big hassle. You're just putting on a fixed range volume profile and then creating a folder. But if you need, you know, if you need to find other alternatives, as long as they work, be my guest. Okay, I'm going to pop that back on and then I'm going to hide it. And we'll bring it back down to the 1 minute. So the NASDAQ, or Majid, we can talk about that in the Discord, but I'm not going to do it here, buddy. So, yeah, I know I talked about this. It was in the VIP yesterday. But so on the 1 minute chart, like that's how I like to trade the NASDAQ. I get ideas on higher time frames, but I'm generally scalping this and trying to day trade it. But so this is what I'm really enjoying on this right now. Not right now, but the last little bit. All right, you get a regular old run-of-the-mill stochastic and a RSI. All right, and as the RSI moves quite a bit faster, sorry, quite a bit slower. The stock moves a lot faster. So we had our Asia highs put in. Okay, we put in this nice W formation off of New York, London Open. That was quite nice. Bounce off that previous day's high. Great trade. Okay, and then as you're looking for a sweep of the Asia highs, or if the Asia high is going to hold, all right, you get this nice pinning up here of that stochastic. It comes up, starts pinning, and then you get that bearish engulfing candle right there. All right, and if you look, you've got good signals on both the stock and the RSI are showing you oversold. All right, overbought. Sorry, I'm backwards today. Holy, and that was the entry candle right there. And then price starts to continue down. You get this cute head, neck, and shoulder pattern here, and it just runs and runs. And then you can see that for the ads that you're getting on the way down, the RSI never comes back up. All right. So at this point, when you're ripping to the downside and you're getting these pullbacks into that zone up here, that over bought zone, then you've got your big three on at the same time, and you're getting your pullbacks into the EMAs. Right from open of session to the close of that session, right? Yeah, so what you want to use it, do it from the daily open until the candle right before the daily close. So if you're looking at a 15-minute chart, it's going to have to be 15 minutes before. If you're looking at a 1-minute chart, it's 1 minute before the open. Yeah. And then it just sorry, and then lost my train of thought there for a second. But it just gives you a little more confirmation here. The stock sometimes can get pinned for quite a bit, right? Like it does here. And you can see as it gets pinned, you're waiting for price to come kind of back below, and you're waiting for a nice bearish candle. But after it's been pinned like this for a while, you might get a little bit antsy about it, right? Because sometimes this can get pinned for a very long time. Like, all right, we don't have any good examples here, but sometimes it will get pinned to the high or the low for quite the while. I know that if you look on the half-hour chart right now, you can see a great example of it. Yeah, there you go. So it was giving you a overbought signal here, and it just kept going, right? And it doesn't really get there until that on the RSI. So it'll just slow down that signal for you a little bit. And you'll see the same thing on that 1-minute time frame. So let me get back to that little bit of price action I was staring at. Pardon me for the constant zooming in and out. Yeah, what happened to the RSI? That's weird. Yeah, just open them both back up. Got 8 minutes here. So again, yeah, pinned. You've just broken out of that London range, all right? It starts to come across. You get that cute little engulfing candle there. And at that point, if you look on the RSI, you're getting your signal as well, all right? It crosses on that line. So that's a good little short there. Trade it to the previous day's high, holds, gives you that good little long. And then the exact same thing happens here again. It starts to pin really quickly. It gets into overbought territory, but you see the RSI is still sort of just chilling out and coming along. And then when they're both up there, you get that engulfing, you can hop in. All right. But again, make sure you've got a level. Don't trade this on its own. You've got to be hitting something that you're looking for. All right. So first case, you have this fair value gap and a wick. you're challenging it, you drop down. And the second, you've got an order block here. Well, not really an order block. You've got pivot zones here and the Asia high right there. So that's what you're looking for. Hope that makes sense. All right, let's take a look at this pre-market. They are working the lows. Working the London lows. Look at that. Let's check it out. All right, so let's just get back onto the 30-minute chart here real quick. Okay, we also put in a small buying tail here off of a buying tail. It's not big. All right, you got about five or four row. So buying tail, hit into it, create another buying tail. That's a very nice long off the Asia Open. So this zone, you know, it would make sense to come down here and sweep this, but it would also make sense to come up and sweep this. And once we do, then we're not gonna go to the other extreme. All right, that's generally the rule of thumb. Okay, it can very well change on a day like today because of that inside bar from yesterday. So we could be looking to sweep one, sweep the other, and come back into the range, or maybe break one and start to rip. All right, I know that's kind of obvious, but has to be said. It's very uncertain right now what's going to happen here. All right, so holding on this high volume node, we've got a nice little volume node right here on this high from yesterday. That's actually a really good looking little zone there. Oh, not what I want. So there's the 0.5 for today, today's equilibrium. Right on that cute little high / high volume node. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. Golden pocket, obviously always interesting. Always interesting. So yeah, I think the question is going to really be, how is New York going to come out, and what is it going to start going for in the around the 3 o'clock time? Is it going to start shooting up or down? And is it going to give us any clear signals? We've been here for days now, so there should be enough volume trapped. If you look at this zone, we've been here since Tuesday at 7:30. All right, and I mean, we pretty much spent the better part of the day down here as well, so there is lots of volume trapped here. They should get ready for a move. Be weird to see another inside bar. Crazier things have happened, but let's see how this develops. I want to kind of keep an eye on the Dixie here as well. Dixie's still up, eh? Not a big fan of that. Not at all. All right, 3 minutes here for the action to start. Now, overall, I'm still pretty bullish on the Bitcoin, but this is a very sketchy place to be looking for entries, all right? But we can definitely take them. Okay, so if we get a move to any of our, here we'll pop up quick support and resistance zones as well here. Okay, and we are in this wacky support zone right now. It's not really wacky, but it's held quite a lot. And so that's the story on Bitcoin. It's stuck between a rock and a hard place. That's really it. Sorry. Here's the hard place. Here's the rock. That's the hard place. So let's see what we can get going here. And here's the hurry up and wait game. The pre-market looks like it's going to hold here. Unless they can take that low in the next 30 seconds, which I don't think it's going to happen. Here comes the timer. The countdown is on. Yeah, I think it's going to be a interesting week next week. This week's just really trapping. A lot of indecision, and I believe the market makers are just getting their positions filled here, which leads me to believe up is the way. So let's see how that goes. So here we go with our New York opening candle takes to the downside. Breaks the opening range, or the pre-market range, sorry. Value area, high broken, sorry, low for the day. Current day. Wow, I'm all kinds of backward speech today. And there's a decent entry right there. This is a scalp opportunity off that value area. Pretty sketchy, but not bad. We're potentially going to leave a fair value gap here in the opening range, which is always a bit of an omen. Couldn't clear the fair value gap. That's a good sign. Fair value gap cleaned. Now we just got to take this candle. You are still mad. I can feel it. I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad at all. No, I'm just very interested in what's going on here today. It's gonna be it's gonna be very telling if we can get over this hump we've got up here and get above that equilibrium point of the range. It's gonna be great. So now we've got a 2-bar break on a LOP, all right, low inflection point. That's what this is called, this 3 candle pattern here. So when you come into a low, all right, you've got 3 bars. These 3 bars here make up what they call a LOP, low inflection point. On the upside, they're called hips, high inflection points. So 1 candle down, second candle puts in a lower low, and then the third candle puts in a higher low, all right? So That's the shape you look for. And then with the third candle doing this, it's very bullish looking. You've got a break of the low inflection point candle and also of the first candle. All right, so it's called a 2-bar break on a lop. Low inflection point. All right, 2-bar break, very bullish. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's the 1 minute chart and it is the first couple minutes of New York, but we've hit into that value area low, bounced right off it. I'm mad because the leap leader got 2 mil. I haven't even traded the leap yet. I'm sure I'm probably like in 1,000. Yeah, I'm probably down quite a bit, but I'll get in on I'll see if I can hit another cracker for New York. But at least, yeah, the last time I checked, I was still in the top 2%. I highly doubt I am now. Because yesterday when I woke up, I was in the top 4%, something like that. So I'm probably top 4% or top 3% right now. But yeah, those guys are animals. But if you notice on those, Andy, they're constantly changing. Like the guys that you see in the top 10 this week, they won't be there next week because they're all a bunch of degens. But that's kind of what you got to do if you want to win those competitions. So there you go, up to that point of control. All right, I hope this all made sense, right? Value area low, you get your lop, break. And the way you trade these, you can get real aggressive with this stuff. So the very aggressive traders will trade the break. As soon as this candle breaks this, they'll hop on in. GP to GRP, 1028. Oh, look out. Well, you got to break the GP now, right? So that would be the key there. You'd have to break that GP, and then you're going to go take the highs. If you can break the GP now, you'll at least, yeah, that would make sense. So that would be it. 1028. 1028. Long if the naked point of control breaks. Oh, that's a horrible idea. The point of control is not a good place to be taking a trade on a breakout. That's what I would say. Yeah, that's a tough one because you're longing right into that midpoint, right? There's our equilibrium line of the range. So it's pretty sketchy, man. Pretty sketchy. This would have been a cute long right here, right? And you had a couple of giveaways. Was one, you're at the low of this support, right? You hit the value area low, you get a nice bullish hammer, and then you get your lop in a 2-bar break. Right, so you could have entered this aggressively right here. You could have also waited for the pullback to see if it would close out this fair value gap, which in this case it has not. It still might, very early. But yeah, I wouldn't long it off of the break of a point of control. There's just too much there. So if we look at this as well, you've got to remember that it's a pretty big zone. All right, sessions, come up. There you go. All right, so it's a pretty big volume node here. Just make this a little more visible. Yeah, we'll go with you. All right, so you can see that the top of this volume node is right at that 0.5, right? And you could even draw it out a little wider like this. But this is a big nasty zone here. So what I would want to see now is a break of it and then a retest. but I wouldn't take it on just the breakout. There's so much that could still sort of go wrong here. Okay, let's also think about our golden pocket. Oops. Okay, so we haven't tested the deep end of this golden pocket yet. All right, so we've still got to deal with that. And then we still haven't tested the 382 either. So yeah, bit on the tough one. Thanks for the scalp, says Mr. Unknown. You're very welcome, sir. Not a signals group. Not a signals group. Yeah, it's tricky, man. It's a tricky one on Bjorna. Post picture in Discord. That's right. Or did you post the picture in Discord, Sos? Let me open Discord here. I always turn it off so I don't keep hearing beep beeps, beeps, beep beeps. Okay, Sos did post a picture. Let me see here. Oh, you're talking the other way. All right, I get it. I get it. No, you're talking the same way. Yeah, whatever. You're talking the same thing. No, you're not. Nope. Nope. All right. I see what you're on about here. Yeah. I don't know if I'd be going for that. A 50% profit I will send you. Don't keep your money, Mr. Unknown. Don't worry about it, buddy. So yeah, I'd be a little bit weary of that, man, honestly. And again, it's a horrible place. Like, see this. So here's our equilibrium line. We've just run it. Sorry, hold on. Let me make sure I'm not talking nonsense. Yeah, I am talking nonsense. So that's our equilibrium. This is our daily equilibrium. We're now rejecting off of that potentially. And we're not coming up to that, but let's see how this plays out, man. So now they've broken both sides of the opening range. Sorry, the pre-market range. Man, I am losing it. Great chart. Thanks, Herb. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated. And now comes the washing machine cycle. The spin cycle's coming, but no. The fair value gap here. All right, and this is a cute little zone here now too. Check this out. What's the box gonna give us? Nothing. Swept it. Fun for you, box. So this is like I was talking about the lob here. This is a hip, all right, but it's not quite as nice as this. You see, you've got your a candle that puts in a higher high and a higher low. Then you've got a candle that puts in a higher high and a higher low. Then you've got a candle that puts in a lower low. Sorry, lower low and a lower high. So this is your hip, your high inflection point. And what you want to see is a break of this candle be a bearish signal, all right? So once this happens, you can aggressively trade that. I personally would not because it didn't happen on the actual pattern, all right? So it's a 3-bar pattern, and I like to see the breaks in the pattern personally. but a lot of people will trade this, especially if you see a bearish candle like this, or dojis. They are a lot of people's dreams is to see a doji in the hips and the lops. Huh. Man, what is wrong with you? Come on now. Herb, I'm not sure if you're in our Discord group, but there's a link in the description if you want to join. We are a pretty chilled out group. I believe that's a French name. I'm not 100% sure. But I don't think we have any French people in our Discord yet. We need some. All we've got is Norwegians, Arabs, and Portuguese people. No, I'm kidding. There's a bunch, but I don't think we've got any French people. Oh, you're on the Discord too. Never mind. Are you French? Bouchiron. That sounds French to me. Sounds very French to me, but I could be wrong. I usually am. All right, so 15 minutes out from the spin cycle being done. We can take a peek at... oh, no. Yes, I am French. Excellent. All right. I haven't lost it yet. All right, so look at that. We do have French people in the Discord, or French person at least. At least one. That's great. Great news. Profile picture is French too? What do you mean? I can't tell. It's too small. All I see is a man. I believe he's wearing a tie and a suit. I'm just gonna zoom out here a little bit. All right, so previous day's point of control holding that volume node there. And that was the 0.5, wasn't it? No, didn't quite hit it. Didn't quite hit it. But this, I mean, as long as this 382 holds, it's pretty bullish. So if New York can't start to rip this below here for the open, I mean, I know the open is just washing people out right now, but if 3 o'clock opens and we're above this 382, that's a pretty good sign, man. And a mustache, says Majid. Oh my god. Nothing wrong with mustaches. I got a full beard, which includes a mustache. Previous day open hit. Do I not have? I don't have a previous day's open marked out. Look at that. Very yeah, very novice of me. Look at that. Yeah, that's bloody close. Good eye, Sos. Can't believe I didn't have that marked out. I got my previous day levels on. Daily open, previous day's close. Huh. Thank you, Sos. Too much fun trading the NASDAQ today. I haven't really been looking at Bitcoin. Okay, so that's my bearing set. So let's see here. I'm gonna delete some of these fibs. That's way too much. That's our daily, so I'm just gonna get rid of that one. And this is the 382 from the low to the high right now. Like generally, I would be very interested in longing right around here. If we could break above and retest it because it's the Asia high. But it's just such a, let's see here. It'd be worth it actually. Oh no, stay where you were, please. Thank you. All right, so opening range all around the Asia high. We could break above that, test it once again, hold. That would be an interesting zone here. And then look for at least a sweep of the London highs. It's already taken the London lows. So the only thing left for New York to do would be sweep Asia or come down, test the previous day's low or daily open. But it's already swept London. So the London lows are out. What are we going to head for now? And that is your typical .5 in your fair value gap hit. The old hurry up and wait game. Let's just take a peek at what the NASDAQ is doing. Oh, wow. It's taken that previous day's high. Oh, yeah. New York going to go for the highs here. And I think this keeps going. So again, we got a hit off the 382 from yesterday's pullback there. Not quite the low of the range, but so if this can break, I think the NASDAQ's on for some more upside. See if we can catch a 200 pointer today on the DGen Leap Challenge. Trading view. Drink a coffee and then go do some degenerate futures paper trading. 7 minutes. All right, where's Marius in here? We'll do this one for Marius here. But there's nothing here. Oh. Marius is here. There he is. Here's our Brinks box, Marius. I'm supposed to say hit the likes, join the Discord channel, and please subscribe to the YouTube channel if you like to get a signal once in a while, even if it is just for a... No, I'm kidding. Not a signal screw. Okay, so... You know, there's not much to say here because the Brinks is not going to have... It doesn't look like it will have any vectors left. So here's one, but it's been recouped. That wick might come into play. And so what you're going to look for now are the vectors outside of it. So if price closes in the next 5 minutes and then comes down and recoups this, you could be looking for a long here. That's how you would play this instance of the Brinks box. All right, there's not much for us to go get. You could also be looking for the short right here. All right, so this will be your long opportunity, but it's a get in and get paid quick scheme, all right? So let's say price closes, we come down, hit this, you hop in, and then you're just trading it to the next vector, which would be right up here, which would make a lot of sense because that's where we're most likely going to be getting rejected from. Point of control, golden pocket, and all of that. And if price were to break out now and say close down here, then you'd be looking for price to come back and recoup this vector that it's about to leave. So you could go to trade that, or you could trade it. Oops, you could trade it on the reversion back up. But it's not that simple, you know. It's not like a one thing fits all. You've really got to watch it, and then you've got to watch what vectors are kicking around for you to go and recoup. And you can do it on the 15. You know, make sure you zoom out a little bit, look at the half hour, look at the 1 hour. Make sure there's no obvious mistakes that you're about to make. So it's a bit of a tough one. Not a bit of a tough one. It just takes a while looking at it and getting used to it. What? Thank you for the super sticker, Marius. We'll go over this in more detail. We could probably actually do that this evening. Let me see if I can get time. We can do a little bit of a VIP special on vectors. I'll post it in the Discord. I'll post an event. This is pretty slow moving here. That's a good sign. 2 minutes to go. Let it just chill out here. First super on a live stream. I I swear that's not my first super. I've had a super before. I've had supers and super stickers. So what's going on, Builder Bab? But thanks, Marius. Much appreciated, buddy. You retracted your message, though. That's kind of weird. You sent a sticker with no message. All right. Oh God, here they come. Thank you, Andy Zulon Zulu Goat. Cool, cool. Celebrating now. Oh Lord. Oh, I'm not supposed to do that. Wait a second. I've just messed up my. There we go. All right, 19 seconds for the Brinks box to close. Yeah, I could actually leave that here. So let's see how the Brinks box trade works today, if at all. All right, so we've got this to recover. So that would be what you're kind of looking for, which is not a great looking trade, but you could take an entry here and pop it back down to this vector. That would be your close. It's not worth it. Well, it might be actually. Yeah, I guess it'd be worth it, but it's really a quick scalp, man. Oh, peachy bottoms from Marius. All right. All right, geez, the contest now. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, but they are pretty chilled out. So that's what you'd be looking for. Hits there, and then, you know, this should get cleaned up, I'm guessing, right about now. A quick peek on the 1 minute here. Cute little W. Good with some hurry up and wait exercises. Got to get better at it. Yeah, it's the glorious life of a trader, man. The old hurry up and wait game. You know, what I like to do first thing in the morning, I wake up, stretch, and then I open up my back door and I just sprint as hard as I can for about 200 meters. So I go 100 meters out, then 100 meters back, and then I run to my monitor and I sit down and I just wait. I hurry up and then I wait. I don't do that at all. No sprinting for me, baby. I'm more of a slow runner. But yeah, it's basically what we do. Most of trading should be waiting. It should be planning. Yeah, espresso. No, I don't drink espresso in the morning. I only drink it in the afternoon. In about 13 minutes, go for my espresso. All right, so let's see if we get a hit here, and then we bring it back up. That'll be our Brinks setup for the day. Yeah, as much as I love espresso, I only drink one a day, and then I'll have a normal coffee in the morning, a good old Canadian / American style bucket of coffee with some cream, delicious, and then I'll have an espresso in the afternoon. That's it. Although it's tough here because I live in, oh my God, Builder Bab, thanks, buddy. I have 50 steps from my bed to my workspace. Yeah, that's about me, man. That's pretty much me. Uh, yeah, that's pretty much what I got. Thank you very much, Builder Bob. Much appreciated. See, this doesn't seem like it's going to be going, but it might. This previous day's open level's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. And in Portugal, it's crazy, the coffee, man. This is a coffee, like an espresso country, man. It is insane. Like insane. They drink it a lot. Like a lot. Like I can't drink coffee or tea after, pretty much 4 o'clock because I won't be able to sleep well. But these guys will drink like my neighbor, he'll drink 2 coffees after dinner. At like 10 o'clock at night, and then he just goes to sleep. And espresso's like not normal coffee, like little time bombs. So, and it's quite common here, Portugal. If you like cheap wine and good coffee, this is a great place to be. If you like efficient government, go somewhere else. Not the place to be. Oh. All right, let's go. Let's get this hit. Then turn it back around so we can get out of here. Same with me, sleep like a baby. Could have caffeine in an IV. Oh, yeah, but I think that's because of your job too, man. EMTs are a weird bunch, man. You guys, yeah, you guys can have caffeine any time of the day. I don't know if you do shift work. I'm sure you have done so, though. It turns into a different breed, I think. But yeah, I can't, man. Come on, let's get down there. Get down there. My dad wakes up 4 in the morning and he calls it, drinks a cup of black coffee and falls back asleep at like 5. Yeah. Yeah, my dad's kind of like that too, but he's 80, so his favorite hobby now is sleeping. He wakes up, strolls over to the couch, and he's already exhausted. Like, ooh, I need a nap. We put on the news and sleep through it. Odd Bjorner with the 48 and 72-hour shifts. Yeah, that's the stuff that'll, I used to work in, so when I was in Toronto, I worked a lot with shift workers and dealing with like various states of unhealthiness. And one of the big problems was obviously your circadian rhythm gets a little bit whacked out, right? And yeah, that was the one thing that used to freak me out about them was coffee. They just drink coffee all the time. And then it doesn't even affect them anymore. And it's like, yeah, if caffeine's not affecting you, there's something going on there. But that's really neither here nor there. But yeah, it was pretty interesting to see how shift workers, they just plowed the coffee, man. And then once in a while you'd meet like an absolute Coca-Cola addict, be drinking like 10 Cokes a day and wondering why they weren't doing well. It's like, well, yeah. Yeah, your diabetes thanks you, but you're going to have to chill out on the Coca-Cola, man. Come on. Look at that. On the 1 minute, we did have a little zone here. But I would never trade this on a 1 minute chart. But look at that. Look at that, Marius. Yeah, I think it was my ADHD. Hold on, ADHD to do could take Dex amphetamines and sleep even better. Oh. Yeah, that's the stuff that makes housewives clean their whole house and then cook a whole Thanksgiving dinner when it's just a normal Monday night. And Odd Bjorner's sleeping through it. Hey, baby, got any meth? I need a nap. All right, so there's a hit into that zone there, the 15-minute chart zone. But it had already been cleaned out, so never mind. That's not. But this one hadn't. All right, there you go. Okay. Sorry, too busy talking about coffee and meth. Oh yeah, I can generally sleep when my wife's doing anything. Not anything, but definitely cleaning. I can get through that. Yeah, but that's sort of how the Brinks works, anyways, Marius. It's not a great example today, but we had that one the other day on the Nasdaq that worked out a little bit better. I mean, it worked out really well. It was just a crazy trade because of the stop loss, but the risk reward was pretty good on it, and it worked out. But we'll try to map these out on the daily so that we can look at how the variations go. Then we'll take a peek at them tonight. We'll do that. Yeah, pretty boring Bitcoin. Come on, New York. So looks like it could be a down day, right? Unfortunately, we have come up, taken some Asia high, but back down in the range. So, you know, as far as I'm concerned, this is not looking great. I would be looking for a hit off the daily open and look for a long off of that, or potentially a fib level down here. All right, now that is, of course, if things just continue to chill out the way they are, maybe this vector zone here. Still keep an eye on that. But they look pretty subdued. Yeah. Look at that. Takes the previous day's high in New York, tests the previous day's close, breaks back above. I guess they're going for these highs. At least. At least. Okay. So yeah, pretty chilled out. Too bad that we lost this 382. That would have been real nice if we had kept that and really gone up after this Asia high, but below the 382. Now we got the 0.5 holding, but I'd imagine we come down and test that golden pocket at least, maybe something lower. And really what the most interesting thing will be is going to be a sweep of the previous day's high or low. Something's got to break. Like 3 inside bar in a row is stupid, but it is Bitcoin. Once in a while, it does absolutely what you wish it wouldn't and just does nothing. It happens. So yeah, we'll watch for it in the Discord. I am going to go have my 315 espresso shot, and then I will get on the Discord, see maybe if I can find a decent degen NASDAQ future competition long, maybe a short, who knows what it is. And that is it, man. We'll talk in there. Thanks, guys, for the super stickers. Quite generous of you all. Thank you so much. And yeah, we'll see you in the Discord, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see you tomorrow. You guys have a great one.